All right. All right. I think we got this set up. Welcome to Glad Game Pod. Oh, I didn't interrupt anybody? It's because I'm the only one here right now. Boom. Interrupted myself. This will be a fun one. It's pretty much like how my head works all the time, except now all the voices I get to just put on a podcast instead of just swimming around my brain. What up, everybody? E3 2021 is here, baby. Couldn't be more excited. Like it, love it, want more of it. Obviously, it's still going on right now. So we have some of the prep conference still going on, specifically the PC Gamer Show, the Future of Gaming is going on. There's a couple conferences Monday too. Really looking forward to Capcom. Is Capcom going to talk about a new Resident Evil already? Even though we just rocked out Resident Evil 8 Village, you think they're going to mention Resident Evil 9? I fucking hope so. Doubt it, but I do hope so. And then I also played a shitload of Ratchet. Ratchet and Clank came out on Friday, so I've been drilling through that to kind of give everybody an update how that is. So what should I start with here? Let me ask my co-host, which is just basically, what is that? The id? Is that like the super ego? Is that what it is? Ask my id. I think it's something like that. Yeah, the id, the ego, and the super ego. A set of three concepts. There we go. Yeah, so we'll all get a part today. Sage is going to be here. He's traveling from Connecticut, so the dude is making a journey just be on this podcast. Whereas my journey was like coming from the bathroom to this. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. So we're checking it out. I got to send out one thing for the Instagram to let people know that we're live right now. Live in 5? No, live right now, baby. Like it, love it. Want more of it. All right, hold on. Let's do, what is it? Like create. Let's do live now on Twitch/YouTube. There we go. Glad you game pod. Bang. All right, love it. All right, it's out. It's looks like shit probably, but whatever. Okay. So let's get into let's talk about E3 initially. So I decided to kind of like troll a little bit. PlayStation doesn't have a conference this year, which is fine. Xbox Bethesda, obviously talk of the town. There's a couple things I was really excited to see at Ubisoft, specifically Rainbow Six Extraction. Rainbow Six Siege Extraction. So basically, it's the siege operators, in kind of like a Back 4 Blood, but a more tactical. So like a Left 4 Dead, but more tactical is what it's seeming like here. It looks pretty cool. It was like Habana was like all tied up, and they had to go get her from not really zombies, just kind of like weird creature zombie-esque kind of things, I suppose you could say. But it did look pretty good. I have no idea if it has any of the skills or anything like that. It seems to be like a standalone operation, which I kind of like, that you can play it whether you're a siege player or not a siege player, but you get to still traverse those operators from like if you were a siege player and you like those things. I'm curious, like you only saw a couple, like 6, and they said your favorite operator. So I'm not sure if they're bringing everybody over or just a few, or it's going to be like a DLC component. There wasn't a ton of information brought up about that. That was probably the most interesting part about the Ubisoft press conference that I saw. The Gearbox press conference was just fucking weird. It was like a tour of the Borderlands movie set, but like they didn't really want the guy there. It was just super awkward. Like he was interviewing like Eli Roth, the director, and they were just like talking next to each other. Like they were both presenting information, but sometimes at the same time, all completely unrelated. And it just seemed like they're almost just tolerating the dude there. They're like, well, he runs Gearbox, he's a producer from Borderlands. Like we gotta respect him for this. And it's like, I get it, but it was kind of weird because there was that, and he showed Kevin Hart, and it was all intercut with some games like Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is Tiny Tina from the Borderlands world. She is doing her own game called Wonderlands that is going to be a separate branch of a Borderlands expansion. So you don't have to, it's standalone. So there you can jump right in. You don't need any previous Borderlands knowledge. So if you're not someone who's played the Borderlands games, like myself, I really just kind of jumped in a little bit on 2 and then mainly 3. So I didn't know like a ton of the lore, right? About everybody that's like, with Lilith, Roland, and everybody, and I wasn't like, I'm not super well versed in that. I just know them from like seeing them in the trailers or small bits of the game when I played it, that I'm like, oh yeah, but nothing is like Tiny Tina. I'm like, oh yeah, like it took me a second to be like, isn't that like that fuck? Isn't she from Borderlands? Isn't that like how little into the Borderlands thing? Not because it's not great games. It's more of like when I was playing it, something else just kind of caught my attention, and I just wasn't able to get enough time to kind of stick with it. So that's what brought me into that. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's separate, but you can kind of jump in. What's up, Sage? We got Sage in here. The lights are not on because you have the app, so I just kind of put them there. Yeah, so they also don't have batteries. That also won't. So we got Sage back. He's back ready to play.
Hi, Kato.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's kind of like its own standalone thing, which is great. If you want to play it, great. If not, whatever. I'm kind of interested in it though. I do like it. It looks really cool, just like Borderlands looks really cool to me. I'm just not that into Borderlands. I want to get into Borderlands, so it's not like I'm never going to get into Borderlands. It's just that I'm not currently as of this moment. So, but that was kind of it for Gearbox. It wasn't anything like crazy. And then Devolver easily had the funniest press conference because they did their Devolver Cinematic Universe and continued the crazy shit they do, where they like just basically start sell this hilarious like VHS tape thing, but it was a non-fuckwithable tape. That was their version of NFT in '95, and we saw the game towards the end, and they did the Devolver Max Pass Plus premium subscription. It's kind of like satire and shots on like the current game industry and clearly Xbox Game Pass, but it's also like a real thing they're doing, which is even funnier. So that I did definitely enjoyed. Switch to the other Discord thing. So click on the left, says Discord name, and then hit the top that says transition at the very top. Bang. All right, so we should be good now. Maybe that's just listening. It's because I'm with Sage in and he's setting it up to be all fancy dancy and all that. So we're just making sure everything's good. I actually did pull up to check it, but yeah. So that's kind of like Devolver was ridiculous shit, and as usual, had some funny games, but for the most part, just is what it is kind of thing. But that's only expected. So I liked it. I thought it was like really well done. Just a funny thing to watch.
Oh, I brought my Pac-Man hat and forgot it.
Oh, nice. But the fact that you have a Pac hat is cool. We got Sage in the building. I was referencing. I was like, I can't wait to just talk to my. Actually, okay. Hold up. Thank God that was weird. No, something happened. I better not have cut out all because I was going. I think it did. I think
got it on Twitch.
What? Oh yeah, no, it's on Twitch, but I can see it cutting out there, and I'm concerned about this cutting in and out because now I'm like seeing the GarageBand thing. It's not throwing an error, but it is clearly.
My voice might just be to my bandwidth.
Like fun because it's like flashing between 18 minutes and now it's like 8 minutes. I'm like, that's not accurate. And we're not seeing our voice pop pretty immediately, but generally it is. So now I can hear anything. But all right, now I definitely hear everything. It'll take a while to kind of move everything up. So hopefully that's so much loud when it's just the one monitor, I guess.
It's true. Almost as loud.
But we'll see if this is working. If not, well, we tried, I guess. Anyway, so that was the Devolver I really liked. Because of ridiculous shit, not because of any real games. And the real game started Xbox. But that's kind of I started saying. Kind of trolling because Xbox's thing is such a bullshit this year. Because they're always like Xbox. Now they just say Xbox exclusive, but they mean the Xbox ecosystem. So it's like day one on PC or Xbox, and I think they're gonna start adding the Xbox cloud.
I feel like we'll have to start referring to the fact that Xbox is PC now. Almost, it's like a almost a company buyout or something like that, where it's
Right.
no longer referring to Bethesda. It's like just Xbox, and like no longer referring to PC gaming as much as
but
just
they are referring to
Xbox.
Bethesda. Bethesda still has to be called itself. It's still a
But I think
standalone
it's just going
company.
to transition it into its own.
Well, we thought that. Then the press conference literally called Xbox Bethesda, and it was very clearly separate companies,
Yeah.
which is insane because they've owned it for almost a year and a half now. So like, I don't know why they did that, but it's really fucking weird. But anyway, they keep saying Xbox exclusive, then they're like console launch exclusive. And be clear, when they say console launch exclusive, that doesn't it's exclusive to the Xbox console launch. It just means Xbox console versus PlayStation console, not that it comes to the console first before PC Game Pass.
Okay.
It still comes the same. Like some of the terminology was kind of confusing, but overall, I mean, semantics aside, I also like this how I start off. I kind of like to just troll people because they're like, "Oh, it's an Xbox." I was like, "Well, in PC,"
Yeah.
and everyone's like, "No, it's not." They didn't confirm that. I'm like, it literally says Windows 10, everything. Although when they say Xbox, they mean the ecosystem now. They've moved past the consoles, right? It's kind of like a born again Christian. You just kind of move past your past lives, and now
I was going to say Matrix. Like you're no longer plugging into the Matrix. You are Matrix. Like Xbox is like no longer. We can relegate it to a physical system anymore. It's now like the
Matrix is the physical system, though. That's the thing. That's the name of the software program they're in.
Yeah, but the people are no longer physical. They're assimilated into the larger being, as it were.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Ever since you joined stream, now it's all. I really hope that's not something else. I don't know what that's doing. But the audio looks fine, so
yeah,
we don't know. We're having one of those weird days again, I guess. But anyways, I mean, yeah, it's like that, or like that's kind of why I was saying it's like a burn again because they're kind of like, well, everything I did in the past doesn't matter because they're all about the console. Now they're like, we're about everything. It's everything. Just forget everything. What did you say last week? No, that's all gone. It's washed away. We baptism of ecosystem, and then just fucking fished off to do this shit. And it's all right. Well, we're like, I don't care. That's great.
Yeah,
but it's just so funny because their terminology confuses either supporters who are like, which I was just like, I'll go see Twitter, and I know it's going to be a bunch of people trolling everything. They're like, this is exclusive. Sony, what are you doing? Sony's not even there. Like, so it's kind of like you go to a party and you're just shitting on somebody, and they're like, well, they're not even there to defend themselves. They didn't even like. They were invited to the party and then just didn't respond. They ghosted the party, and then you're just like, still shitting on them. Like they don't care, and like, get the fuck over it. Like no one's talking shit about Nintendo. And Xbox had an incredible press conference, which I feel was getting aside because people were just like exclusive. So when I saw that, I was like, well, really, because it's a PC as well. And people are like, no, it's not. Like, yeah, that's what man, go up on it. And then to spend like an hour or two trolling with GYGP, that was fun stuff. People still understand it, and they're like, we're the first ones to have exclusive games. I was like, all right, what do you mean? And there's like a lot of people were talking about Starfield's announced as Starfield, which looks incredible, and I'll definitely just go into is Xbox exclusive, which we knew it was going to when they bought Bethesda, because it's like, well, fuck, would you spend that much money to make their biggest new game last 25 years exclusive? Like that would have been stupid and wasted your money. This is more like official confirmation, but everybody that like was in the industry and stuff, everybody knew this was going to happen. So it didn't like catch anybody by surprise. The funny part about it is though, everybody's like, yeah, so like I can't wait to start playing exclusive games on Xbox. We finally got exclusive. Too bad PlayStation doesn't have any console exclusive games. They're not ready for it. We're already next gen PlayStation. And I was like, well, except like Returnal and Ratchet are PS5 only. You can literally play them today.
Yeah.
Starfield comes out November 11th next year. And Halo
skipping and jump away.
Comes out this holiday season is Halo, which is great, but
they said
this holiday season last year, and granted, this looks a fuckload better, and I'm sure they're not going to do that again because they're like, no matter what's coming out. But yeah, no, damn it, it's the garage thing again. We might have to reset the whole thing. God damn, it wasn't doing this before. What did you say? Touch on shit. But so yeah, I think we're gonna restart the whole podcast now. Like 30 minutes in, and we have to end it at 7:30. So we'll say, all right, I'll stop. real quick and reset, and then kind of remember where I was and see if anything's cut out. All right, we got it. Can you hit end stream? Actually, we'll keep the stream. Actually, we can't keep the stream going. Actually, we can't. You're on it. We'll have the stream will traverse time. No. It's fine. Start.
The laptop itself was restarted.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm still speaking in the microphone because
No, you got
my phone picking
Yeah,
it
but
up.
we're still getting it.
Yeah, I'm getting nice and intimate with my
Oh,
phone.
okay, you got
It's
you.
just my phone.
That's good. We'll tell them about your trip or whatever. I was like, we don't want to say
Trip was good. Went up to Connecticut. Got to meet my
well, not actually. Like, make it
baby
about
nephew.
gaming. No one cares about that. Make it
I don't
about
know.
gaming.
Oddly enough, this is one of the only times that we didn't play any games the whole time.
What? No.
Unless you're talking about no Jackbox, which
That's
is
crazy because I thought you guys love that shit.
deviation from our normal thing. We played a couple baby games. I did a 4-piece puzzle that was quite challenging. But aside from that, not a ton. Did get to play a little Retro 64 at the lake a couple weeks ago, which was pretty sweet. I mean, Mario Kart is... I don't think anyone's going to debate that kind of started a revolution for silly racing games. Like, you had games that were just trying to look like cooler and cooler, and then Mario Kart comes along and they're like, we're going to be done with it, but we're going to have a good time. I actually went back and played like the OG like Super Nintendo Mario Kart.
Oh, fucking yeah.
It is so weird to traverse and like to judge like depth perception in 2D is
there's no way I can play that game. I don't think I'd be able to physically play that game anymore.
It's hard. It's hard. But yeah, the emulator that you can get on the Switch, I don't know if you would call it an emulator, I guess maybe, but you can get Nintendo and Super Nintendo for like $8, and it comes with like 30 or 40 games, and it's a pretty interesting way to watch the whole shebang. Yeah. No, I played a little bit of Zelda, and I was like, I don't think I realized how much I'm signing up for. This isn't just like Mario where you can like start a game, hop around, and like you're good. It's like you need to invest a serious amount of time and energy into the original Zelda for you to be getting any kind of stuff out of it. You might be back on track.
You are, but I'm not on Discord yet, so it shouldn't be.
Justin's doing a cool DJ headphone thing. He's all been holding one up.
I'm not on Discord yet, so it should be.
All right, I see.
I'm not on Discord yet.
Oh, no, man. Yeah,
they're getting an echo. Yeah, people are definitely getting an echo. All right, we're back. All right.
There we go. Nope, now we're completely gone.
You're on my camera.
What? Oh,
I turned my camera around.
that was very confusing. That was like super confusing.
I say we just do the rest of it like this.
I
just Justin from multiple angles.
Wait. Oh, this is fucking with me. I was like,
you're on my
talk in
camera.
your mic though.
Hello, 1 2
okay,
1 2.
Okay, you were really far away from your mic, so I couldn't hear you. All right, so you can make
All right,
out
we
the
are
mic again.
back on
All right, so
track.
now we're seeing good. So yeah, I wish we could like cut. I guess you can't really. We could always just. I guess we could just restart the stream. The podcast is already 30 minutes in, so I don't want to like fucking restart that. We're just gonna the audio is gonna be real weird, and the stream was just gonna be short, I guess, because maybe we'll just I'll just end and restart the same stream. Fair. Nah, fuck it. People are already there. People are in. We got viewers. You guys can just enjoy the weirdness that is going to be this episode, but that's okay.
Welcome to the weirdness.
I'll hit save on this. Says I was doing 14 minutes, which definitely isn't true. I wonder how long the stream's been going. But we'll just jump right in. Let's make sure. Yeah, see, now it's taking up all the audio correctly. So we're back on. Back on. Sage talked about some shit he was doing there. See, now it's doing it again. So it's definitely GarageBand that has like some effect on this. As soon as we started using it, it's just like, I think you know what it is. I think it's just like how old this machine that we record on is.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. As long as it's syncing properly is really what I care about, the audio.
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of just like whatever. Speaking of which, we'll just kind of go back let's just go back on track because you should have just left it. I had it. I had it when we were just going.
My voice just bumped that bandwidth up and couldn't handle it anymore.
I guess. I don't know. Like pulled a wire. But anyways, yeah, so it's fun to troll the Xbox people. But yeah, I mean, Starfield, Xbox clearly was the best conference so far, like by far. And was one of Xbox's best conferences they've ever had. And now if I'm doing this looks better, actually. Now that I'm doing this, it looks like we're back.
Looking back.
We're back. And I'm just like swinging in my chair, but see how that like looks like it looks freeing or whatever. So
looks freeing.
We're looking good.
Do you think they benefited from doing like the all digital, or are you excited to get back to everyone in person?
Oh,
for E3?
Fuck. It just completely crashed now. God damn it, Sage. All right, well, you have fun editing this episode because this ends in 30 minutes, so should have got here at 5 like we agreed.
I don't know if we ever agreed on that, but
I got a text. But then you changed it to 6, and I was like, well, there's the end at 7:30. But anyway, all right, so I don't know when this thing crashed or when it didn't crash. So we'll just be like, bam, I'm back. So anyways, Xbox had the best press conference by far, and it was probably Xbox's best E3 conference, I think, ever. Yeah. Like, so it's not just good for Xbox, but just like good in anything they've done. It was weird that they did a shared conference, I guess, because Bethesda it really was like a Bethesda conference that happened to have Xbox there. Yeah. Because it was like 90 minutes. It felt like, this isn't accurate, but it felt like 70 minutes was just about Bethesda. And then it was like 10 minutes about Halo Infinite. Here's the multiplayer. It's going to be free to play. All this shit this holiday season. Here's a cinematic trailer. There's a new Cortana because Cortana got deleted. Now there's like a new chick AI that's got a Cortana. And he's like, that's what we do. And it's like, great. The mission changed. And it's like, all right, it looks great. So I'm glad you guys fixed the graphics in the last year.
It's not defragged. I just posted it and I forget what it's called, but
what?
When she like after so many years get like you overthink yourself but then she escaped it by going to the domain or something like that. So she just became part of the computer, not to go back to the Matrix thing.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we talking
Cortana.
about? Gotcha.
When did Cortana come out on Microsoft? Because it would be funny if she became like part of the large domain, and then that was when Microsoft introduced Cortana to like Windows 8.
That would be funny.
Well, they did. That's how the timeline went.
Well, no, they introduced Cortana in. No, she's Windows. Well, she's in Windows 7.
When was the last?
Oh, you mean like when did Halo like start? Like
when was the last Halo?
Like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
I mean, it was around the same time, but yeah, that would be funny. It's like, wow, why did Cortana start getting issues? Like, well, because fucking Microsoft started putting her in all the Windows systems, and everybody, and on their Windows phone that got like destroyed or whatever, and they're like, yep, that's
not exactly
that's
what
why
I was trying to say, but I like it.
Yeah, that would be funny, but no,
blame it on Windows.
Yeah, just blame it on Microsoft for like ruining Cortana. It's like 343. But yeah, I don't know if this thing's even recording right now. To be honest, this is like 20 minutes in. We might have to restart again. I don't know.
We always have Twitch.
We do
Thanks
have
for staying with us, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Here's what we'll do. We'll see if any of this audio is salvageable. And here, I got an idea, so I'm gonna stop it.
Oh, we got an idea.
I'm gonna stop it and